Now let's go to the home page here. So here's the home page. So please memorize this address so that you can visit it again. So here are some logistics, and please note that all the announcements will be created in the issue tracker here, that is here. So you can track all the information that you need to know in this issue tracker. So please watch this repository here by clicking this, so that when a new issue is created, you'll get an automated update email from the GitHub. So here's the announcement boards issue tracker. And here are some online sessions announcements. So we are going to have 4 virtual sessions, 17th, 19th, 21st, and 26th of March. And you're going to be provided with videos in this YouTube channel here. So this is empty because I'm recording it now, but you're going to get this from this channel. And for each session, you're going to be required to watch the video and based on contents, solve some pop quizzes that will be posted at this site. The details will be announced in the issue tracker. So for each session, I'm going to write down what you need to watch and what you need to solve, the quizzes you need to solve in the issue tracker, so that you can get an automated email from this GitHub. Now here are the course description that is explaining the context of this course and the goal of this course. That is basically the written form of the things I discussed in this video. So please read it, and it is more streamed down explanation of the motivation of the goal of this course. So here are some resources you need to watch, and the first one is a slide. By the way, this is the YouTube channel. This is now empty. And this is the slide. And you're going to see the slide I'm making. And it is not yet done, but I'm going to write it in the course of this semester. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment here like this. You can comment on it like this. Hello. And then I may be able to answer the question or direct you to the GitHub issue tracker for asking the questions there. So please leave a comment if you have any questions or any suggestions to improve the slides. Okay, this is a slide. And the second resource you're going to see is the skeleton code for this KAIST, KAIST Educational C compiler. It is now empty, but it's going to be filled with before the beginning of the semester. So we're going to fork this repository and work on this repository, and then submit your homework. And the last resource you want to watch is this LLVM compiler infrastructure. And it is containing the repository for the LLVM project. It is about 15 years old, and it is a C compiler that is capable of building most of the C and C++ projects, including Linux or some database systems. So we are going to study this because the design of KCC is greatly inspired by the design of this LLVM compiler. So you are sometimes required to read the manual of this LLVM code, or read the actual implementation of some optimizations in the LLVM, so that you can get some ideas from how to implement some optimizations. Okay, so these are the resources, and here are the tools I want you to know during the courses. So first things first, you need to learn how to use Git for downloading the skeleton code or version controlling your development. So you're going to build about 5,000 to 10,000 lines of code, and it is not a small project. So without version controlling, your development will go mess. So by version controlling, you are going to control your development flow. So it is very recommended and actually mandatory for you to use Git in this course. And if you're not familiar with Git, then walk through this tutorial. This is an interactive Git tutorial for beginners, and it is very helpful. So there is some interactive tutorial. So yeah, go through this manual. And second tools you need to study is Rust because it is the language of homework implementation. We chose Rust because its ownership type system is very good. It is saving you from all the undefined behaviors and difficulties of C and C++ by leveraging a very advanced type system. So it is almost, I mean, for development of 5,000 lines of code, you really need to focus on the memory safety and the quality of implementation, and Rust will great help you to improve the quality of your implementation, I believe. But if you want to really use C and C++, you can opt out by using FFI, foreign function interface, and implement your compiler or part of the compiler in C and C++. We recommend you to read this page to study Rust. So that is saying you need to study this book. That is basically a tutorial for the Rust languages. It is very well written, so I believe it is going to be pleasing to read. So if even you can run the code here online and see the result here. Okay, and lastly, I want you to study, use an editor for your development, and I recommend you to use Visual Studio Code for developing your homework. If you prefer other editors, of course, you can use your own preferred editors. You're good to go to use anything. If you want, you will be provided with a Linux server account so that you can use it as a VS Code remote server. So if you want that, please submit your SSH key here. So this is basically the homework submission site. So you can log in. The login information will be provided shortly after the beginning of the class. The beginning of the semester. And I already submitted a few public keys, but you can create it by typing this command and check the public key is created, and you can submit this file. So I already created my own SSH key, so I'm going to submit like this. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to submit this file. Submit, and then a new public key is submitted. So I'm going to add this public key to your Linux account that I'm going to create. Okay, this is the tool explanations. And I recommend you to already have taken courses on the mathematics, data structure, systems programming, and programming languages. So please make sure that you already know these kind of concepts are written here. So you can also learn this course without already taking these courses, but I'm going to warn you that you are going to struggle in this course without the knowledge of this kind of things. So other general recommendations which would help you in this course are basic understanding of these computer architectures and some programming experiences in Rust. But I'm going to teach you how to write Rust programs, so it is not very strongly required. It is just a general recommendation for you. As I said, homework will be consisting of 80% of the credits, and midterm will be 20%. And you are going to be required to turn in some tokens for the offline courses in the same website as before. And for each session, you are going to be given a token that is basically a serial number, and you're going to turn in the token to this website so that your attendance will be checked. And finally, you need to sign the honor code here. That is saying the things you need to do. For example, you should not cheat on your homework. You should not cheat on your exam, and blah blah. And I want you to say I agree here as a sign that you read it and you agree with it. And yeah, if you answer it, and then it is saying, oh, it is okay. It is actually written as an issue here in this course website. Please submit your ED25519SS public key, and please sign the honor code here. So this is the link to the honor code sign website, and you should do it. Okay. And lastly, I have an announcement in the communication. And please use the issue tracker for general cases. I mean, general questions or technical questions. So if your question is confidential or private, you need to send me an email. But otherwise, you need to ask questions in the issue tracker. So that the purpose of this is that you first write down the questions clearly, and by doing so, you understand what is your question clearly. Then share it and share the Q&A to the other students so that they can benefit from the conversation in the issue tracker. That is the purposes. And all emails to me or TA should begin with CS420 colon blah blah blah. So otherwise, it is very difficult for me to track the emails. So please leave this message in the email. And your email should contain your name and student number. Otherwise, it is very difficult for me to find out who you are and what is the purpose of your email, blah blah.